Hai, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Husnina Hazraini binti Muhammad Azwan Hafizan. I am from DUB 1B. My number matrix is 50 DUB 20F 2025. My group will present about frame structure. Frame structures are the structures having the combination of beam, column and slab to resist the gravity loads. These structures are usually used to overcome the large moment to the applied loading. The materials are precast concrete, timber and steel. Precast concrete is a construction product produced by casting concrete in a reusable mode of form which is then cured in a controlled environment, transported to the construction site and lifted into place. In contrast, standard concrete is poured into site-specific form and cured on site. More recently expanded, polystyrene is being used as the core to progress wall panel. Timber is a type of wood which has been processed into beams and planks. It is also known as lumber in US and Canada. Basically, timber or lumber is a wood or firewood of growing trees. Any wood capable of yielding a minimum dimensional size can be trimmed as a timber of lumber. It is a stage in the process of wood production. Timber are used for structural purpose. Thus, woods which are adapted for building purpose are timbers. Steel is an alloy made up of iron with typically a few tenths of a percent of carbon to improve its stretch and fracture resistance compared to iron. Many other elements may be present or added. Iron is the best meter of steel. Depending on the temperature, it can take two crystalline forms: body center cubic and face center cubic. The interaction of the allotropes of iron with the alloying element, primarily carbon, gives steel and cast iron their range of unique properties. A column or pillar in architecture and structural engineering is a structural element that transits from compression, the weight of the structure, above to the structural element below. In other words, a column is a compression member. The thin column applies especially to a large round support with a capital and a base or pedestal. A floor beam is a beam which is the direct support of the floor load of a building and transfer this load to the adjacent girders or column. Is a floor beam or floor joist. These beams are commonly of steel, reinforced concrete or wood. The roof beams are terms used to describe the relatively large wood members that support a roof structure. Some homeowners have noticed this term gradually worming its way into their vocabulary.
My name is Nur Aina Batrisha binti Saif Syari with matrix number 15 DUB 20F 2017 from class DUB 1B. Gonna present about column. Function of column. Precast concrete is provide support for beam and slab elements. Since these elements carry mainly axial loads with little bending force, they may be conventionally reinforced without pre-stressing. Although cylinder multi-story elements may pre-stress to provide resistance to bending force during handling and erection. Function of column for steel. Original structural elements have the function of supporting floor and the additional loads and transferring these loads to the vertical column, so these loads may be safely and reliably be transferred to the ground. Vertical structural elements have the function of the holding up the load above them and transferring it reliably to the ground. In a tall building, the loads on columns will be much greater near the bottom of the building than they are at the top. Function of column. For timber, it used in buildings both large and small. The biochemistry and the chemistry of the wood modification that could enable much larger buildings. There are ample global supply for the foreseeable future, and although there is a worldwide trend towards the forestation It generally do the clearing land for agriculture rather than logging for timber. Specification of column. Precast concrete. Precast concrete column can be circle, square, rectangular, or oval. A range of standard column is available. Precast concrete column can be single or double-story height. Connection may be made via a base plate to the column or by reinforcing bars projecting from the cast or set into proper hole in a foundation block and corrected position. Specification of column. Steel. Steel also a widely used construction material. However, due to the limitation in the steel as a material, sometimes use of the steel construction is discouraged. Steel is a lightweight construction material when compared with the concrete. Further, steel construction is faster than concrete construction. The cost of the construction could be in the same range. Specification of column. Timber. Support the sloping secondary timber member. Timber can withstand a lot of pressure but not that strong like steel and concrete. Unlike steel and concrete, it does not damage in soft air or heavy industrial environments. Type of column. It has, for precast concrete, it has 3: edge column, internal column, corner column. First has 1 composite column. For timber, it has 1, 2 is word column. Installation of column for precast concrete. First, columns are connected to form an integrated frame system before the floor slabs are placed. 2. Metal bearing plates and embedded external blocks are cast into the ends of the column. Third, after columns are eventually joined, the connection is grouted to provide full bearing between elements and protect the metal components from fire and corrosion. Installation column for steel. First, check the records and report before steel structure installation. 2. The installation flow chart of the steel structure is drawn and installed according to the flow chart. The purchase of all external board should be checked before installation, and the spatial position and design drawing should be correctly timely to ensure the accuracy of external box. Third, after steel structure installation complete and correct after correction, it should do the second grouting in time for the space between the column bottom and the top of the base to make sure the surface contact base plate and foundation top right tight. Installation column for timber. First, roof or floor panel bears on the top of the wood column. 2. Roof of the floor panel bears on the steel brackets connected to the side of the wood column with dowel type fasteners. Third, prospective connector is compassed on the oversized bearing assembly and upper post. The floor panel bear on the lower bearing plate. 5. The proprietary products that connects and spread column with the steel connection assembly. This is illustration of column for precast concrete, steel and timber.
My name is Nurzaitun binti Muhammad. I would like to continue for floor beam. Function of floor beam. Precast concrete. To support the load placed on it together with its own weight. Precast concrete floor combat fire for longer period compared with timber floor. Precast concrete floor work better in preventing transmission of airborne sound compared to low mass timber floor. Steel offer flexibility that can result in high level of sustainability over the lifestyle of a building. They can take various types of load and share stress without buckling. For timber used to support floor slab in all houses made of timber material. Timber provide a great decoration look for space. Timber also provide required spacing. Specification. Specification for precast concrete can be polished smooth or textured to provide traction, smooth and then allowed to dry for an appropriate amount of time. Need to be able to withstand substantial stress. Steel must have great formability and durability, good tensile and yield strength, and good thermal conductivity. For timber, it should be capable of resisting the action of fungus, insect, and chemical. It should be tough. Timber floor finish may last up to 8 years. Timber floor are ecological friendly since it is a natural resource. Timber is both renewable and recyclable. Installation for precast concrete. The base cost may be 7.5 to 10 cm thick, either in lean cement concrete 136 to 1510 or lime concrete containing 40 mortar of 1 to lime sand and 60 coarse aggregate of 40 mm nominal size. When base concrete has hardened, its surface is brushed with stiff broom and cleaned thoroughly. It is wetted the previous night and excess water is drained. The topping consists of 1 to 4 cement laid in desired thickness, usually 4 cm in one single operation. Other alternative layers are then laid after 72 hours so that initial shrinkage of already laid panels take place, thus eliminating the crack. The prepared surface is protected from sunlight, rain, other damage for a period 12 to 20 hours. This is the example of precast concrete beam. Installation for timber. Install a hardwood directly on top of the joist. Both solid wood and engineered can be fitted this way. In general, they should be more than 45 cm apart. If the gap is bigger than this, it's possible to use noggings and braces for support, or simply install plywood or oriented strand board subfloor first before laying the top floor. Truth be told, having a subfloor is just better overall. A subfloor helps limit the effect of drought and moisturize, secure better insulation, provide a more stable base for your finished floor, and any installation or additional fixing will be more easily to perform on top of it. Also, with this, you don't have to worry about the maximum space between joists. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Azra Matisha binti Abdul Halim and I am from the UB1B. And my number matrix is 15 DUB 20F 2003. Today I would like to present about anything in roof beam. Okay, allow me to begin. First of all, the functional of the precast concrete, it is to give support to huge building at the same time. It's also make sure that the roof beam arranged orderly. Next, it is used to reduce the spread of the fire when burning occur in the building. The next material is timber roof beam. The function of timber roof beam is to give support to the sloping secondary timber members. It also can withstand a lot of pressure but not that strong like steel. Okay, next we have steel roof beam. The function of steel roof beam is also can secure the structure from the harsh weather condition. Next, the specification of the precast concrete roof beam. It has heavy weight. The structure unit of the roof beam is manufactured in the grade of concrete to the size detailed shown on the roof beam drawings. Next, all material used in the manufacture of the precast roof beam should be obtained from the approved sources throughout the period of manufacture. The next specification is timber roof beam. It is horizontal timber members. It runs parallel to the roof ridge. It's also light in weight. The softer timber may require steel for structural support and it can be incorporated either visible or invisible. For the steel roof beam, it has light in weight. The vertical pipe in the steel roof beam are called webs. The horizontal pipe are called flange. The thickness level for the steel roof beam is determined and constructed according to the type and size of the building. Next, the type used in roof beam for precast concrete is rectangular beam, L-shaped beam, inverted T-beam, and arch-toe beam. For the type of steel roof beam, we have hot roll section I-beam, channel steel H-beam, welded I-beam, welded special I-shaped steel. Installation of precast concrete is easy than you might think. There is significantly less work involved compared to the steps of pouring concrete. Then, we have to provide the machinery for this material. After that, we also need to connect between precast concrete using mortar. For the installation of timber roof beam, it starts by making the exact frame according to the shape, size of the selected roof structure. Then we need to provide a suitable plan and machinery such as crane for the connection work. We also can install without heavy machinery. Next, the installation of steel roof beam. Firstly, you need to finalize the base color for your steel roof beam. Then we need to add an insulation layer over it, which steel beam can be installed easily. Lastly, we need to use washer head screw to secure all the joints of steel beam. So here, there is some illustration for precast concrete roof beam, timber roof beam and steel roof beam. So here, the disadvantage and advantage of precast concrete. Precast concrete has high density. It is more durable to acid attack, corrosion, impact to reduce surface void and resist the accumulation of dust. The advantage of using timber roof beam is eco-friendly. Timber consume more lesser energy to process and minimize air and water pollution. Then, it is also flexibility and versatility. The advantage of using steel roof beam, it is fire resistant. It also have height strength to weight ratio.
We can conclude that frame structure is a building technique based around structural member which provide a stable frame to which interior and exterior wall coverings are attached and covered by a roof comprising horizontal ceiling joists and sloping rafter, all of which are covered by various